do we really need this movie? Hey there, this is your math student with too much time on his hands due to my year with another video. And today I just want to talk about that there's a Kung Fu Panda 4 movie coming out. And I know, I'm late to the trailer. It's been a bit, but I was really considering whether to talk about it or not, because Kung Fu Panda doesn't really relate to superhero stuff. But I love Kung Fu Panda and the characters, and so I decided to talk about it, and I realized, hey, it's my channel, I can do what I want. So, you're just going to hear me blabber about what I think about the trailer, and what I'm worried about, and what I'm actually excited about. Okay, so, from what we see here, we have Po becoming something bigger. Again, I guess. But one thing that really weirds me out consistently is the fact that he says he needs to learn inner peace. Wasn't that the point of the second film when he was fighting the bird? Like that's how he got so good. And then in the third movie, he found what being a dragon warrior actually means. So what does this mean? Is he gonna be something like how Oogway is nowadays? You know, like being like the legend of legends. Like he's already a legend as a dragon warrior. That was the point of being a dragon warrior, being the best at being the chosen one, basically. But now he has to choose another person, and that kind of bothers me on who they're making it look like it's going to be the new dragon warrior with the character Awkwafina's playing.
We'll just have to get an army of our own.
Now, I understand people have already talked about how they don't vibe with her being in this film in the way she is being the dragon warrior, because her personality is kind of samey. Like, she's the cocky, but like good-hearted. But the reason why I don't like this form of her being potential new dragon warrior is because it kind of throws away the idea of how Po became a dragon warrior. The point is that he subverted the chosen one archetype, because he wasn't, the one that was like really cool at his stuff. He didn't know Kung Fu when he was chosen. He didn't know how to fight. He had to find a way to teach him how to become a dragon warrior. And with having someone like Awkwafina's character, it kind of puts into the category of who would most likely be the dragon warrior. She seems like she would be a dragon warrior type character. Like, I know she's supposed to be a criminal type character in this film.
The best crooks and criminals live here.
You're a wanted criminal?
You sound surprised. Is it surprising?
By how they're portraying it. Maybe it's the whole point that he's gonna redeem her, and then that's how she becomes a dragon warrior. But it kind of, the way they portrayed her, at least in the trailer, this is what I'm thinking, makes her look like Tigress in that sense, because the way they have her sense really like cool personality, if that makes sense. Like, I know Tigress it's her own thing, but the way they do it right here, it's really weird. And speaking of other characters like Tigress, what's the point of not showing them? Like, I get it, they said that they weren't gonna be there that much, that's why they didn't put him in a trailer. But it kind of gives a sour taste in my mouth, because those are supposed to be Po's best friends. And those are the people that he idolized so much, and then they became his friends. So just kind of taking them out of the chessboard, and then just adding these extremely new characters kind of seems weird. Like, I get it. They're doing a new, like, reboot or continuation without the original people. But it doesn't sit right. Because the point is the movie is literally called Kung Fu Panda. Like, yes, they may do stories outside of it with a different name, but it's not going to hit the same. And then we go into the actual villain, which I gotta say about this one. This one was actually pretty cool. She seems really unique, not just like the peacock and then Kai, the ox, and then Tai Lung. Because she can actually take your abilities by taking your chi and draining it, which is interesting. And it looks like she's gonna take Po's staff that he got from the underworld and use it to get Tai Lung, this was awesome. Getting to see Tai Lung again was so awesome. And then immediately seeing his badassery in action. And then her just taking up his energy. Because it doesn't look like she can actually fight them without actually already taking them, so it's kind of cheating. It took me a bit to see this, but I kept seeing the trailer over and over. Tai Lung is still alive when you take that away. Like, you see him still moving. And it probably scares him, because being really good at Kung Fu was his whole thing. So him being like that is probably going to give him a redemption arc with Po. Because Po did, kind of end him, but he is brought back. Maybe he's going to get a redemption since, there is no dragon scroll anymore. Or, Po is already the dragon warrior that has to give to someone else. So Po technically already knows all this stuff. And Tai Lung is kind of like in the background as, you know, being dead and everything. He's gonna have to like basically either see his adopted dad again, and maybe they may do a redemption. Maybe they may introduce the Oogway again. You know why? Because maybe the chameleon is going to take their abilities, because it shows, and this is also how I realized that Tai Lung was most likely alive, was the fact that when, at the end, when it shows that the chameleon could turn into Po, you're like, oh, Po is still there, so maybe he doesn't have his abilities and the wolf has to basically come in and help him with her own Kung Fu style. And I get that, but this entire thing kind of seemed like a slap in the face originally, but when I think about it more, and maybe it's a good thing I waited a little bit long, is really cool. Still a lot of things that I'm worried about. No Furious 5, you know, showing in the trailer, and then having Awkwafina be this new character that's most likely going to be the new Dragon Warrior, which kind of throws the whole point of being, you know, that Po isn't the archetype, while she technically now is the archetype of being the Dragon Warrior, even though she's a thief. But then again, it just kind of like, her personality does say thief, but it also reminds me of Tigress, so, yeah. Now, I don't know what they're going to do with the Furious 5 or Master Shifu, which I'm actually pretty excited with. What's his role idea now? Because technically, by this point, by making Po already really good at being spiritual, and then being an inner peace, or I guess reverting to learning inner peace again, higher than his own master, that's very interesting to begin with. And then, with the chameleon, the way they show her abilities, I'm curious on how that's going to work. Because yes, she can take the Kung Fu out of you by taking your Chi, right? But how does that work? Of course, it shows that she's going to take their fighting skill and their appearance in like a scaly format. But are they going to have to relearn their abilities? Like, have to teach themselves Kung Fu again? Or are they going to just suck them back? Because, I don't know. And that's how I think Tai Lung is going to get a redemption arc. By Po teaching him Kung Fu again in his way. Because if you think about it, I don't think Tai Lung has really had his own style of Kung Fu. That was the point of Kung Fu Panda, that there was different styles of Kung Fu, and that you have to learn it in your own, you know, way. And then with Tai Lung, people getting older started understanding him, not as a bad guy, but understanding him being raised to be the Dragon Warrior, and that's gone now. There's no more of that. So it'll be exciting to see what they're gonna do with this guy. But it is cool that the chameleon just brought it back just to take his abilities away. That means that he's extremely powerful, even when he got skadooshed. So I'm just hoping that Po still feels like Po, because this trailer has also been showing very much the comedic side of it. Like, it doesn't feel as bad as the third movie, where the comedy kind of was up front and center, even in the film, not just the trailer. This one feels more balanced, like the first movie, which I'm hoping they get back to basics, where like they have this like good middle of humor and seriousness, which is what makes Kung Fu Panda really nice and really unique, even with this fourth film, which I'm hoping they're able to come for full circle, because it looks like they are going to make it a new character for this. But what do you think? Do you like seeing these changes or additions or subtractions that it shows in this trailer, or this? Are you excited for this film, or are you not? Because to me, I was kind of and now I'm more excited, but there's too much unknown to just say, hey, this is good, this is not good. And it could be good for all we know. But even with any films I've seen with Awkwafina, not so great in my opinion. Could be me. I don't know. I love Jack Black and anything he does. And before I say any final thoughts, the reason why I felt so much when it shows that he's going to have to transfer his Dragon Warrior status to someone else is because I relate to Poe's struggle so much of being an outsider to everyone, who jokes around, who takes things more lightly, even in serious moments, and then they're just giving it to someone else. That's why I needed to make this video specifically. So either if you liked what I'm talking about it, or like my video in general, let me know in the comments down below, and like it and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can actually get notified when these videos come out. Even though this video wasn't a superhero related video, which is normally my forte on here, but I just had to make this. So hey, this has been Dynamite, and I hope to see everyone in the next video.